Do, 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 do.
A press conference just within the hour, but she's already facing a lot of tough questions about the city's response to these wildfires,
including a recent multi-million-dollar cut to the fire department's budget. Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us live with new information on that. Eric.
Hi, Michael and Colleen. Yeah, just hours into this devastating Palisades fire, lots of questions being raised about the administration. I mean, we saw yesterday an evacuation that turned into complete gridlock. We learned earlier today that firefighters ran out of water while they were trying to save homes overnight. And now, some new insight into the readiness of the LA City Fire Department. As you mentioned, the fire department was among about a dozen city agencies that were the subject of budget cuts during this last fiscal year. The city does its budget that begins July 1st and the year ends the following June. So we're about halfway through this city's fiscal year. And in this year, the city had to make a lot of cuts because of all kinds of over expenditures and not enough revenue. And one of the departments that got cut was...
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. First off, hi, how's it going? This is Neil's on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. And buy some silver, some platinum, and crystallized osmium. He just whitewashed over why they made those cuts. They made those cuts because LA gives so much money to illegal aliens. And because of that, now U.S. citizens are having to pay the price. The problem of the liberal mind hive set is, oh, we're going to help others with your money. And then when our shit burns down, holy crap, we got no money because we used all of your money, which was money we were going to use to save our shit, on someone else. So now we don't have anything and our shit burnt down. That's what he's whitewashing over.
The LA City Fire Department. I believe it was about $17.6 million. They were trying to find out today what that actually meant in terms of the department's ability to manage a large major emergency like this. And we've gotten a hold of a memo that was written by the LA City Fire Chief weeks ago. This is dated December 4th, 2024, and it provides an assessment of how the city fire department is dealing with all of those budget cuts. I want to read you a couple of lines out of this. It said, in its opening line, the fire department is facing an unprecedented operational challenge due to the elimination of critical civilian positions and a $7 million reduction in overtime. The civilian positions is how the department absorbed most of that budget cut by not filling open jobs and cutting some of those positions. But there was still $7 million left over. And the fire department uses that money, or did use that money each year, to pay for a variety of disaster preparedness functions, including preparing its air operations and its pilots to be able to do water jobs. The fire chief wrote in December 4 weeks ago, the reduction in V hours, meaning those overtime hours, has severely limited the department's capacity to prepare for, train for, and respond to large-scale emergencies, including wildfires. And in the report, or in the chief's memo, she specifically addresses the Air Operations Division. This is the unit of the LA City Fire Department where the pilots load up with water and try to stop the progress of these fires. The overtime money is spent in support of FAA-mandated annual pilot training and seasonal helicopter coordinator training. And the chief wrote, without this funding, pilot compliance and readiness are jeopardized and aerial firefighting capabilities are diminished. Now, it's unclear how these budget cuts affected what has gone on over the last 30 hours or so. As you mentioned, Mayor Bass, the fire chief, and a number of other officials are here. We're going to put those questions to them. Separately, we heard earlier today about the firefight in the Palisades running out of water. The DWP confirming that 3 million-gallon water tanks were depleted by 3 o'clock this morning.
To show the stupidity of the Californians in Southern California, we up here in Northern California have been burning for 5-6 years. They haven't given a shit because they control the water district. LA and Southern California control Northern California water. They've been shipping our water down to them so they can flush their toilets and they can give their green lawns in the desert and make green lawns. And we up here in the north have been losing the crop land because we can't have water because they're taking the water because they control Southern California controls the water supply of all of California. That is why Northern California for decades has been wanting to break away from Southern California, because the people in Sacramento, Newsom, are allowing Southern California, LA, and San Diego to control the state and all the state's resources, as if we up here don't have a right to live in this state. And that's how they've been treating it. And then, because they had such excess, because they stole it all from the people in Northern California, and our houses have burned down and they won't let us rebuild them, they've taken all that water. They said, oh, we have too much water and too much money. Let's allow illegal aliens come in and we'll house, feed, and water them. So they did. So they stole water from American citizens in the North. They overabundantly used it, had so much of it. They said, oh, let's give it to people coming across the border illegally. And they wasted a lot of water, because believe me, flushing a toilet and person has to have 1 gallon a day. You have 2 million illegal aliens in California. That's 2 million gallons of water a day. You just heard this guy say they ran out of 3 1 million gallon water tanks on their first day fighting fire. That's a day and a half of watering 2 million illegal aliens in the Los Angeles and Southern California area. Duh, dumbasses. Duh. Hey, let's be nice to the rest of the world. Fucking kill ourselves. Seriously, people. Look at this report with realistic eyes.
As we were covering live on the air, that's when dozens of homes and buildings were burning in the Palisades. Mayor Bass expected to address some of those issues this afternoon, but she's been out of town for the bulk of what's happened in the last day. She arrived from overseas earlier today and was confronted in an airport by a reporter asking why she was out of town during what may be some of the darkest moments this city has seen in a generation.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
So again, the LA City Fire Chief in this memo to the city said these budget cuts to the fire department that came about 6 months ago created an unprecedented challenge for the department. Again, still unclear how it may have affected what the fire department has been able or not been able to do in the last hour. We're going to go inside here and hear from the mayor, hear from the fire chief, and see if we can get some answers. Back to you in the studio.
Eric, is there any indication at this point what the mayor will say here? Has there been any press release from her staff?
Not so far. We saw some video clips where a number of reporters were able to get near the mayor as she arrived in LA, visited with the governor.
Well, the baseline of this story is, folks, America and Americans are losing their lives and their families and their households and their businesses because of liberal politicians' policies. That's a fact. Like it, love it, or leave it, people. Feelings don't belong in politics. Politics is to be run by logic, not feelings. Oh, I feel we should let 500 million people in and give them all free water. Okay. Burn your house down, your child's house down. Burn down your child's fucking toy that she couldn't live without or he couldn't live without. Because your feelings for people that don't give a fuck about you. You want to make them feel good. So let them in the country, give them opportunity. Okay. To give, you must give. So you're giving your opportunity for a life to someone else. Congratulations. Los Angeles is burning down. Their mayor wanted it that way. Their DEI mayor wanted it that way. Their DEI fire chief wanted that way. They were off celebrating at their parties over in some other foreign country while their city's burning down because of the liberal political policies. The state of California is being killed by 3 cities: Sacramento, San Francisco, Los Angeles. 3 cities are ruining 40 million people's lives. Thank you very much, liberals.